There's a lot of guys on this team. Let's see how they played last night. Tua's back. Mike McDaniel's there. Tua came out early on, and we have a stopwatch on the bottom left, and that is just ding, 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 ding. Quick delivery, left-handed, in the pocket, all over the field. First drive looked really good. You're like, guys, remember this team was 3-0, and then they lost 3 in a row, and there were ping-pong tables and all kinds of stuff. There's Gesicki. He's not dancing. He's actually playing. And so the Dolphins just kind of cruise right down the field. Now it's still scoreless, but then looking. They go to Mostert. Gets a great block from Waddle, and Raheem Mostert rolls in. The place is rocking. 72 Dolphins honored, 22 Dolphins looking really, really good, just rolling. Steelers, I don't know if they have it together, but we're going to see a lot of Kenny Pickett coming from this highlight. Just stand by in a little bit. Second quarter, my friends. There he is, Kenny Pickett, down 13-3. Look at my guy. Look at Pickens. Boom! What do you think, Terry?
Oh, my goodness, getting the feet down the toes at that. What a beauty.
It's a gorgeous play. Watch the right foot. 6 points. That is George Pickens. He's always so physically impressive. The stuff he does, he's very gifted. Wonder if he'll be a bigger part of the offense moving forward. 13-10. Tua looking. Almost intercepted. There is a running thread in this of almost interceptions for the Steelers. It felt like Tua threw 12 of them. Tua looked very rusty, all right? We're going to get to it in a little bit, but, like, he did not put on a show. Third quarter, it's 4th and 3. McDaniel says go for it and run.
Weird.
What?
Yeah. Up 6.
Yeah.
And the opposing team, go 9.
Could have gone up 2 scores.
Mike Tirico was great on it, right?
I know, Mike Tirico's fantastic. And Collinsworth was too, and Tirico's freaking out, and McDaniel's freaking out, and Tomlin's freaking out. A lot of Steelers fans there, 16-10 on a 3rd and 16. Pickett picked up. Is that your guy, Jason?
Long with the interception, going the other way. They needed this in a big way late in that 4th quarter.
Ron Holland, Pickett would throw 3 interceptions. On a 3rd and 3, though, Tua almost intercepted again. I'm telling you, it just kept happening. It's like the Steelers' defensive backs need to use the jugs machines that Deontay Johnson used to use, and then he was better at it, and I don't know, they just kept dropping picks, and that was a massive play, and it didn't run any time off the clock. So now Pickett's just down 6. Imagine the Steelers steal this thing, literally, right in front of Miami's faces, but Pickett looking, intercepted. Guys, that is Noah Igbenogany, and he gets both feet down. Look at this, it's a beautiful interception. Pickett probably could have run a lot right here, but Noah Igbenogany takes it, and that is your ball game. Pickett, rough night, double gloves. It's kind of cool. Marino was there, and they're both old Pitt guys, and he broke Marino's college records. They went over and hugged, then he hugged Tua. Everything was cool about it, except the Steelers only scored 10 points. Guys, the second half was rough in this one. A lot of punts, 16-10 Dolphins. But Tua was back, and he was asked, Tua, how'd it feel out there, man?
Felt good running out the tunnel. The atmosphere was great. Had a lot of support from the fans. And just being able to be out there with my teammates, it was awesome. Defense played their asses off throughout the whole night. You know, they gave us many opportunities offensively to go and put points on the board for our team so that we wouldn't be in the situation we were in late in the game, where it was 10-16. A lot of things that need to be corrected offensively. Obviously starts with me, but you know, we'll take the win.
There was an argument in a comment section of an article I was reading on The Athletic between fans that was like, Tua led the Dolphins to a win. It's like, no, he didn't. The defense did it. But regardless, Tua was out there, which is a great scene for the Dolphins. Regardless of who you can credit the win to, the point is your quarterback is back, and they look good. What'd you make over that win for the Dolphins last night?
Yeah, you said it. Tua's back. He's working his way in. Kyle said he was a little rusty last night. But they're right. The defense won this game, and they did it without a lot of their guys dealing with injuries. Xavier Howard was out there, Javon Holland, but Brandon Jones gets hurt early in the game. There was already a plethora of guys not playing, lost Nick Needham for the season. But guys stepped up and made plays. Justin Bethel right here with an interception. He's a special teams guy, a Pro Bowl, all-pro special teams guy. He just got there at the end of training camp. You see right there Clayton Fedulum coming off, forcing him to punt with a huge tackle right there. He's a guy that hasn't played a lot of defense. And as we showed in a highlight right there, Javon Holland, one of their best players on that football team, a captain, a leader, stepped up for them. And then we saw this one, the last one, Noah with the interception, a first rounder by them a few years ago, who's gone through it, ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster. This is a defense that usually comes out. They're all man-to-man. They're blitzing. They're aggressive. But they switched it up last night, played a lot of zone, forced Pittsburgh to drive down the field. field and have to make plays, and they weren't able to do that. And I was impressed. I know, obviously, a lot of guys out there in the secondary, but seeing guys that aren't usually out there stepping up, making plays to lead them to a victory, it was a nice win for them last night.
Yeah, and you played for that team last year. So when you see, like, Brandon Jones go down and you're a fan, you're like, oh, they lost, what is that, 29? You don't realize that it's on top of the Byron Jones question, and X is like, where's he been? And all these guys, and I think that defensive backfield is as deep as it comes and is as talented as it comes, and they did seal the win. But I got to talk about Tua. You get this thing, it's like, Tua's back, and you're like, well, what does that mean? Because the last time we saw Tua, it wasn't good, and it wasn't good because we were worried about his health and his status. And then first drive, it's like, Tua comes out there, and he's playing fearless, and I think that was important to see. I'm not a fan of this necessarily, lowering your shoulder based on what he's been going through and lowering your helmet and getting that extra yard, but I kind of liked it in the fact that if Tua's going to go out there and he's going to play, you need to play fearless in the NFL. You can't play, okay, I'm going to scramble, but then I also have to protect myself. You've got to be smart, but you also have to be fearless. And I think it set the tone early, like, you got me, and you got all of me. Like, here is what I'm going to be, and you know what? We're only going to win games if I'm at my very best and I play the 100% quality that I bring it out every single week. I don't want 60% Tua. I don't want timid Tua. I want smart Tua. I want Tua to make the right decisions. But that's part of Tua's game. He runs. He makes plays. He goes for that extra yard. And I thought last night he established it early so that the Dolphins fans and the Dolphins players are like, okay, we're here. They came out 10-0 early. They were up 13-0 at one point. You had the 72 Dolphins there. It was the first Sunday night game in a million years. And Tua set the tone, and he wasn't playing scared. Important, especially the hell that he's been through the last month.
It's a thin line, isn't it? Like, I like watching.
You cringe. I get it.
I know. I recoil. I want him to play fearless too, but like,
I get it.
I hated seeing it. And I'm with you, and then I'm like, yeah, Tua's our guy, but like, this is a wildly different team when he's out there. Not only just the efficiency, they weren't that efficient, doesn't matter. There's a juice with Tua, and there's a vibe on the road anywhere. It's been a wonky season physically. I don't think I need him trying to run over Devin Bush. And like, I don't want to be his father and saying, I'll get down. That's not my job here. But as a fan, I'm sitting there almost falling off my chair because I'm so nervous. Are
you saying like, hey, if he slides on 3rd and 6 and he goes 4 yards, you're like, well, I don't need that. Put in Teddy Bridgewater. Like,
I want him to slide.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do. It's a long season, buddy. What are you talking about, Peter? Like,
they won the game, and he's playing himself. That's how he plays.
They're going to lose the next 10 games if he gets knocked out of the game. Like, it's tricky. He can run. He can use his feet, but like, why are we trying to run over middle linebackers? I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It gets everybody fired up. It's been a weird season. I don't know. Does McDaniels sit him down and be like, I love you, dude, but like, we need to. I don't know. I like your McDaniels. I know. Tua is a great athlete. We would never want to take that away from him. I'm caught between you and me, but I cringed. Jamie, where'd you come out?
Well, I think there's a trick to that, because if it's his natural inclination to do that, if you tell him to not, it's kind of like guys leaping. They could get hurt if you tell him, Najee Harris, don't jump. Josh Allen, don't jump. And then the second they think for a half second, that's when you get hurt. And so it's like, do you lower, do you not? Because he's going to get hurt a different way. Let's say if he starts double clutching on a natural decision that he wants to make. Speaking of double clutching, what happened with the Steelers secondary? Like, la-di-da, the Dolphins secondary looked fantastic. 4 dropped interceptions, coupled with the fact that Kenny Pickett turned the ball over 3 times. Some of them not his fault, but wow, like I love it when defensive backs, like right there, like, oh man, I almost had that. Okay, get the next one. 4 times this happened. You have your hands on the ball, you gotta come down with it. You're on the road, 4 dropped interceptions. Oh man, there it is again. Like,
this is rough.
And the next time, maybe you can get there.
They're not wide receivers. Hands, they'd be wide receivers.
Right, exactly.
They're also professional safeties. Catch.
I know. But and then so 7 times, the 4 dropped interceptions and then the 3 turnovers, 7 times the Steelers could have had a very different vibe about this game going. Kenny Pickett, 2 of those interceptions, we saw him in the highlight. You know, we say this is a game of inches, but to me, that game, especially for Kenny Pickett, was a game of like 2 steps. 2 of those interceptions, he was 2 steps off from his intended wide receiver. The one in the corner of the end zone, the guy was 2 steps behind the guy who picked the ball off. And then on the sideline, on the right side, 2 steps. It's like, is that just like a chemistry thing? Is that route running? Like, why is it always 2 steps
I think
off?
some of it is decision making. You see the last one to Noah that he threw.
Yes.
I mean, he could have ran for about 20 yards, and I think they're not scoring points, so you're trying to make plays. You're trying to force the ball in there and get something going. But young guy, those things, you got to be able to get the ball out there. It was no different from Tua. I mean, the interceptions that could have been had for them, passes were behind. Even some of his deep balls that were caught, they were late inside that should have been out there where Tyreek's streaking down the field running by guys. So some of it is you just have to be more
I think they needed a win. The bottom line is, look, it's an instantly forgettable game, which was ugly as hell, but these teams are starting to figure it out now. The Bengals, the Ravens, these guys, the Titans in the AFC, they're starting to figure it out. The Dolphins needed a win bad. They got it.